Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls. And yes, I'm skipping over the auto write this week. I'm really pressed for time and I have never missed a weekly upload. Never, ever, ever, not through illness, not through family emergencies. I have always had a weekly up, and so in order to be able to squeeze everything in this week, I'm just going to get right on to the cards. No, it has nothing to do with that poll that I put up on YouTube. This is what I was going to have to do anyway. I was also planning on taking the camera outside. We have been very fortunate, for the most part, here in Colorado, at least in Colorado Springs, with a somewhat mild winter. Some people would laugh at that, especially if you live in the mountains. It hasn't been mild out in the mountains, but I was going to go outside, but we have a big windstorm that came through, and you wouldn't be able to hear a thing I was saying. So whatever, we're just going to get into it. We're going to get it done. This would be the Angelic reading for the week beginning February 18th. Yeah, it's the 18th of 2019. So let's just dive right in. We get the good deck here. All right. So if you'd like to get a personal reading with me, I forgot to tell you guys this. Okay. So if you'd like to get a personal reading with me, just go to my website, angelsouls444.com, the services tab. I am running a brief special, so it's not going to be going on for much longer, but a brief special on love readings in honor of Valentine's Day. Right? I know Valentine's Day will be over by the time some of you watch this, but in case you do see it, by all means, head on over there. It's going to be $35 for 15 minutes. It must be a love reading. And you know, I was mentioning that I put that poll up on YouTube. You know, this whole Doreen Virtue thing has really, I don't know what it's doing to other angel mediums out there, but people are getting scared and not wanting readings or emailing and going, is this really okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Angels are a part of my life. I was doing angel card readings before I even knew about Doreen Virtue. And, you know, most of what I knew of Doreen Virtue was because everyone was coming at me and asking me, how do you feel about what she says on this, right? Trying to get sort of my take on it, I guess. And so it's a long story. We don't need to get into it here, but I find it very, very interesting. So I will say, you know, I'm here to serve, and I'm here to serve a life's path and purpose, just like everybody. And my path will have chapters, just like everybody. So if I feel like I can still be of service and connecting with fellow human beings, and they can respect that I am not fake, that I will not just sit here and do videos where I tell you the same thing over and over and over again and pretend that I'm not human. If you can appreciate that, then I will continue with this. If not, you know, maybe it will be time for me to start a different chapter. But I'm in that place right now. You guys know all the changes going on. In case you don't know, I'm a Scorpio sun, Taurus rising, Cancer moon. So yeah, there's been a lot of heart-to-hearts with God, kind of going, can I still serve in this way? Do you still want me here doing this, or am I supposed to be serving in a different way? So if you're going through that kind of energy as well, we've had a lot of astrological shifts. We'll leave that up to the professionals to comment on that, but I'm not an astrologer. But if you've been experiencing that kind of energy, leave your comments down below. At least for the time being, we're still community here, and it was always meant to have honest discussions, heart-to-hearts, okay, and to be a supportive community, all right? So having said that, anybody who's here to just, you know, express their anger, to tear other people down, you know, obviously that won't be tolerated, okay? Okay, now let's get on to the cards. Let's see if I can get through this without getting the sniffles. I have frankincense going on here in the background, and I put a little bit much in there, I think. So let's see what we have going on. This is for February 18th, but they're showing me the 28th of February as well. And they're showing me there's a span of time there. A lot of personal growth, a lot of realizations. That's nice. So this, I definitely feel like this is a good time for manifestation for a lot of you. Be careful because we do start to get into Mercury retrograde shadow. So might be a good time for ideas, revisiting certain things, but maybe not, you know, go for launch around that time. So let's see what we have here. We have Pneumite Healer. By being healed and getting grounded, this clarity comes up that helps you really, this really feels like putting some really big emotional issues to rest. This might be for some of you a really great awakening where you feel like you're ready to move on. We were kind of talking about that before, but this means like emotionally ready to move on. And that you've learned, excuse me, that frankincense. Whoo! I put a lot on. My goodness. What this is talking about is you've realized a pattern and you've worked through it. This does feel like it's not completely done, but it's like saying goodbye to an old way. It's like saying goodbye to, okay, attracting those kinds of people into my life. That doesn't happen anymore. Or it is, I'm healed. I've learned my lessons. I don't need to keep going through this. So for some of you, yes, that could mean in a partnership, in a relationship. I want to feel that out a little bit more. I mean, obviously each individual is going to be different, but it has this feeling of moving on again. And we're talking about partnerships, relationships. So for some of you, this might be a business partnership, whatever comes up. It's actually, this is such a good card. This is a really beautiful message here. You've done it. You've gotten through it. And now it's time to get on to your next adventure. Or you don't need to keep going back and forth within a friendship, let's say. You don't have to. There's a lot of you standing your ground and realizing, you know, maybe I'm too much of a people pleaser. Maybe I let people walk all over me, or maybe I've been too domineering in this partnership, or maybe I, you know, whatever it is. If you guys have friends that kind of back away, I don't know that you're going to be that, it sounds terrible, but you're not going to be that sad about it. Not because you're like, good riddance, like I don't care. It's not like that. It's more like, I understand. I have a deep understanding. We're just not a match for each other anymore. Yes? So there's, with this healing card, this healer card, there's this feeling of a fresh start. Okay? Yes. Let's see what else we have for the story. Amazonite, life purpose. There you go. Now, Amazonite is just such a beautiful crystal, and it really does help you flow. It even has kind of like a watery color about it. So that's kind of where you are. It's not like you're in a panic. It's not like it throws you into a tailspin. It's a realization. You feel settled within your own skin for most of you, and you have a deeper understanding of why things happen the way they did, perhaps. Don't try to overanalyze. If it comes up for you naturally, awesome. But this is more about understanding what you're doing here on this earth, and as it says here, your life's path and purpose. Love that. I'm going to feel like there, excuse me, I feel like there's going to be a big story here. Here we go, Tanzanite. Clarity. That is really good. That is really amazing to have. Here, let me put the deck down. I want to hold all of these up together. So there's this immense healing going on that we were talking about, yes? So there's that. The healing happens first, and then you get clarity around your life's path and purpose. And you're able to finally, because you're so clear and you know what direction you're heading in, you can start manifesting. Now, manifesting doesn't mean forcing. It doesn't mean, you know, trying to get something to happen. You know what I mean? This is more being open. Yeah, thank you. They're saying be open to the universe, because times are changing. They're ever evolving. And if you need evidence of that, think about where technology was just 5 years ago. Think about where spirituality was just 5 years ago. Very, very different times. Okay? And so you're coming into, what shall I call it? Let's call it harmony. Let's call it alignment. You're seeing that, okay, that's unexpected. It's not how I thought things were going to go. I thought that this friend would be a part of my life forever. I thought I would get up and shut that off, but we got to keep going. Or I thought that I would be, you know, doing this one thing forever. Or I thought, you know, my love partner, I thought we would be together forever. And yet it's very amicable. They're using the word amicable. So any kind of splitting, it's very, very amicable, and everybody understands. And what's really gorgeous, let me hold this card back up because we didn't hold it up for very long. What's really gorgeous about this card is it's very much like an Archangel Michael kind of energy, okay? And that clarity, it's peaceful, it's soothing. It's soothing. What? Yeah, let's have a week like that. We hardly ever get a week like that, right? All right, so the next card, I love this. Leading you to success. This is orpiment. Now, you have to be willing to change your mind. You have to be willing to honor your true life's path. okay? If you get stuck in a mindset, if you get stuck in judgment out of your own fear, if you're projecting that judgment onto others, this is not going to apply to you. You're going to be stuck, all right? For some people, they're still going through their healing process, but you'll be successful in that healing. But to have the healer card and then the life purpose and path and then clarity and success, you feeling the vibe? And I don't even like that word. You feeling the vibe? Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get the color card. I want to see what else is happening here. Let's just tune in for that. Yeah, remember I said there's that span of February 18th to the 28th. So perhaps, there's some big developments. Careful with that though, because sometimes, again, remember you're trying to manifest. So if you're expecting that some big opportunity is going to come in and then you're disappointed when it doesn't, that can knock your energy for a loop. Right? Just keep saying, I'm open to the possibilities the universe has for me. Okay? And when it looks completely shocking, because it will, it'll be like, you want me to do what? Right? Don't just discredit it right off the bat. So we have this lovely card here. It is Pearl, Connect to the Divine. The number is 25, which reduces to 7. Now, this is absolutely talking about finding yourselves again and getting reconnected into what truly matters. Have you ever woken up in the morning? I actually had a morning like this where I woke up and had a really busy day ahead. There's a lot of things that need to be done, like right now. I don't have a staff. Everything's on my shoulders. And I kind of had there's so much. And I was like, wait, my bed feels really good. I love this feather top bed. I love these flannel sheets that I have. So I just stayed in bed for a moment and I turned on a meditation. I just reminded myself to give myself that moment. And immediately everything seemed doable. Now, why is that? That's what this card here is talking about. When you stay on the surface, you're not spiritually growing. You are not spiritually evolving. And this is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have. Well, if I go through the steps, if I just meditate, if I just this, blah, 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 if you're not actually connecting, especially if you're just rattling off affirmations, right? If you're not really connecting, you're not doing anything. Yes? Don't leave the divine out of the equation. The divine is the equation. And sometimes that means you see things happening in your internal world. This is where people kind of, we talk a good game around healing and being a healer and all those things, but are you doing it? That's the big question there. Are you making it happen? And, a lot of times people, as I said, they stay on the surface. Well, this person, they have this situation going on, so I'm going to help them heal that situation. But really, they're, you or anybody out there, we're going to keep repeating things until we get to the bottom of it. So part of that clarity card that we had in conjunction with this divine, connecting back into the divine kind of message says, forget what you know, forget what you think is happening. There are other possibilities, and there's so much more about you to discover. And that's part of this message here too, is that there is this incredible expansiveness around what can bring you joy. And hopefully if you're in a state of allowing, you'll allow some of those discoveries to take place in this week. All right? So we're going to leave it there, guys. I am sending you so much love, and take care. Bye-bye.